From the states of Africa, we've got you covered.
We always have you covered on Keith Gesu Radio. Good afternoon. Kubaphulaphuli bonke abakhoyo ke ngalo lixesha sihleli nani ke. And guess what? Well, today we are going to be joined by a guest ke bichilo ke bangaba ke ucela singamboni namhlanje. No go kanye utheni, but nonetheless man, I'm really excited and I just need her to actually unmute sizokwazi ukuncokola naye at this moment. But nonetheless, that is a Wednesday today and we do radio according to our finances getting on the invasion each and every Wednesday. And looking at it is exactly 42 minutes after 12 o'clock, 17 and a half till we take it to the top of the hour. Not sure if she can actually hear me on the other side. Hi, Ntlaki, how are you?
Hi, Pure. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I can hear you. Oh man, am I happy now.
Thank you.
So, ikele right, we finance, delicious numbers almost each and every day.
Honey, I mean, intlopia bomba every now and then. It comes with it. But yes, I am well, thank you. And are you well?
Oh, I'm good. Trust me, I'm even wearing pink Namhlanje to show that I'm actually happy.
I see you.
But without wasting any further time, I did say Bangabaki Wednesdays to City Snella feature ET Financial Wednesday, and what better way than to actually have a female actually invading our space Namhlanje being CIKOZANI in bio yake in them. Akondo angayenziyo. She's a second-year trainee auditor at the Auditor General South Africa. She's also a trainee wellness officer kwakunye. She is the chairperson of the AXA Women's Forum of the Eastern Cape Business Unit. Without wasting any further time, siyakwamkela officially in Ungqubeni.
Thank you so much, Pure, and I'd love to say hi again to you and your listeners. I'm very honored and very pleasured to be featured on the invasion. It's a big thing, Diabulela Sisi. And also just to bring in the human side to the bio, I am obviously CIKOZANI, and I grew up as for very dusty streets. However, I'm very so grateful for those dusty streets because I believe that they have shaped me into becoming who I am and to always forging on and becoming the best version of myself. So, you can imagine. And you know, and also I love to bring indobana ndingunqonde, ndingutoko, ndingumqwayi, ndingugatyeni, ndingumamali, ndingundondela, and ndiyakuthanda ubabiza abo bantu whenever I'm given the opportunity or the platform to speak, because I believe that ngabantu aba bandithweleyo abandinika futhi ezi zinto bandinikeza zona. So andikwazi ukuphelelwa into yobana I'm just inhlakanipho CIKOZANI. There's so much more to me and they are the biggest reason. So thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Oh my goodness, I love that intro. I've never ever heard such a powerful introduction. Hi, Ntlaki. I must I masami sithi chu. And just before sithi chu, I see Sinalundu Betuna Ulithemba Getu has joined officially. Thank you. We see you.
Thank you.
Now, what are you currently doing? Please explain to us.
Okay, so I am doing my articles towards becoming a chartered accountant. However, I am doing my articles in the audit environment. So I'm doing that. I completed my first professional board exam last year, CIKA professional board exam. It's called ITC, Initial Test of Competence. So I did that, and now I'm working towards my second board exam, which is APC, which is Applied Professional Competence. And then after that, I'll be signed off to become a chartered accountant. So yeah, that's what I'm currently doing.
Okay, this is amazing. This is a lot, but again, APC Sana, being in the financial industry, I believe it can be challenging, like zip bombs each and every day. Now, what sort of challenges have you encountered that you can tell us about?
I think, Pira, the biggest challenge, obviously, it's a space and it's an industry that is forever evolving. So there's always that thing of you actually need to be always on your toes in terms of what is going on in the industry and also what affects commodities and all of that. So it's an ever-changing and evolving industry. We know that. So there's a lot of learning that is continuous. You don't just stop at, okay, fine, I've got my honors, and then it stops there. There's just a lot of continuous learning that happens in the background, and that alone can take its toll because standards change all the time. But it's something we always look forward to. And another thing that I found so challenging, and especially for women, and I'll just
Yes.
focus on women, is that it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. It becomes such a struggle to actually build relationships, be it platonic relationships or any kind of relationship outside of the work environment, because you're constantly working. And as much as it's stipulated that you work 8.2 hours, but you actually end up working 12 hours a day, even 15 hours a day, because there's just so much to be done in a very little space of time, because you're always chasing a deadline. And I think that is the biggest challenge women in this industry face. And I'd actually like to applaud the industry. It's not so male dominated. It was before, but women are literally forging in through, they're pushing in through the cracks, and they are making a stand. And it's something that I'm actually so proud of to witness and to be a part of. So when it comes to, are there enough women in the industry? No, there aren't. But are the women there actually um, taking up space? Yes, definitely they are. So I think the biggest challenge would really be, it takes so much of your time.
Now, it taking so much of your time, how do you balance mental health? Yakho? Because one of the things I always talk about in Kubeni is how mental health year too is very important to us. Whether you're working 9 to 5, okanye hours zakho ziyohluka kunabanye abantu, but how do you protect your mental health?
I think the biggest thing, and if you know me and how I struggle with my own mental health, and one of the biggest things I have learned to do for myself is to take a step back. It's okay if I'm not up for it this week. So
Yes.
once you know that your cup is full or empty, let's say empty. So once you know that your cup is empty and you're literally pouring from an empty cup, take a step back, debulk. It is okay. It says nothing about your capabilities. It says nothing about you not being able to do your work. But it's so important that you take a step back. And it's something I have forcefully been doing to myself, because sometimes I worry, oh my God, my deadlines. Okay, what are my managers going to say and everything? But I always be like, "Nhlakanipho, I am no good to anyone when I am not at my best." So I always, probably once a month, I take 2 days of leave just to take a step back, breathe,
Yes.
rejuvenate, fill my cup again, and then go at it. Because it's a beast, it's a monster, and it's really important that we all take care of ourselves. So I do that. Personally, I do that. I'm not even gonna lie and say, "Oh my God, I fit in gym." No, 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 I don't fit in gym. I don't gym.
I love that because so you just say to me, like, no, I drink water, I take some time
You
out, I
talk
go to the
about what?
gym. No, that's
Jajoga. No, sorry, I don't.
no, that one's not for us. Take time. It's okay. It's okay. Kuhlale nje uzimamele uzive man be within ingcinga zakho. It's
Yeah,
okay. Naba babalekayo, let them do it. If it's working for you, I always say to
it's
myself,
great. Great.
now, khona ke la beast of a woman that you are. And xa ndisithi ke that beast of a woman that you are, ungula chairperson ka-AXA. Ndifuna ke lo AXA ke usicacisele uba ngaba ke what does it actually stand for?
No, Axam Desa is actually Auditor General of South Africa.
Uthi
So
lapha kum. Mhm.
yes. So I
Hayi
am the
jonga.
chairperson of the Eastern Cape Business Unit for Auditor General South Africa. So what AG did this year was they launched a women's forum for the first time ever. And I was very blessed. And also, Landobana, that beast of a woman, I always put my hand up for new things. And I'm always I am for women. I am for women, and I love women, and everything I do it with. I want to empower. I want to bring someone out of whatever that they are, and that's someone being a woman specifically. So once the opportunity arose, okay, fine, they starting this. I put my hand up to say, hey, I want to be a part of this since inception. So that's what it's about. So AG developed, or rather birthed, that women's forum this year. And then for the Eastern Cape Business Unit, because I moved from National to the Eastern Cape. So for the Eastern Cape Business Unit, I was then graced with the opportunity to say, hey, lead this, you know.
Yes.
take the bulls by the horn, lead it, and that is exactly what I've been doing.
Tlaki, yabona wena, hayi, inene isiphiwo see beyond. Even just
Amako.
having this conversation with you is giving me goosebumps because uhlobo othetha ngalo iyacaca uba ngaba ke awuyifundi yonke le nto, it's just coming out naturally and you're so passionate about what you're doing. Abanye abantu you'd find uba ngaba ke mhlawumbi uzakharhawuzelela entloko xa umbuza uba ngaba ke what are the challenges that you're actually facing in the industry? How do you handle everything? I mean, in some industries you find uba ngaba ke nyani ke it's male dominated, but utshilo ke nawo uba ngaba ke in the past ke it was male dominated le industry kuyo, but noko ngoku ke we have finally cemented ourselves and we love to see it as women.
Definitely.
Kulo msebenzi ke unenzayo on a day-to-day basis, let's talk about izinto that you actually enjoy and ke simke kancinci phaa kwezi challenges.
So I love what I do because so basically audit is about verifying the accuracy of financial information that is presented by our auditees in their financial statements. So you would obviously need an accounting background because that is exactly how you're going to verify the information. And you would also need finance laws in your pocket as well because the accounting policies and standards are governed by laws themselves. So that's basically what you do as an auditor, just to verify that the information presented there is exactly what it is on the ground. In terms of what I love about what I do, with each and every audit, it's different because, you- for example, I love getting into an audit and actually finding out that from the information that I'm given, I can use everything that I've been taught, everything that I've learned to say, okay, fine, but this is a risk. I can identify that because the ABC was done this way or ABC was not done this way, it's a risk. So it's a thing of I always get to flex my analytical muscle. I can't
Yes.
really put it into words because it's so technical, but it's something that I enjoy so much, getting a piece of information and just seeing the bigger picture from just that piece of an information and also seeing how everything links to an actual audit report. It's great. It drives me crazy, but I love it.
But you love it.
Um, I don't see myself doing anything else at this point in time because with each and everything you do, there's something new that you learn.
That is true. Now, I want us to get to know you just a little bit with your day to day basis. You're always busy and you're always focusing on numbers and business each and every day. Who is your support structure? Ngubani osoloko esecaleni kwakho ekuseka with all that you come with? I'm talking about probably some days ufike endlini mhlawumbi uqombile udikiwe asingathethi nabantu. But there will always be those friends who are close to you who understand the person that you are. Ngubani support system yakho?
So I love that you touched on friends because I always say this all the time. I won the friendship jackpot. If there was a lotto that was played, I won it.
Yes.
I have a great support structure of friends, and it's mixed because most of my friends, we all in the same field, we all in audit, but obviously in different audit firms. So whenever I'm stressed in terms of, okay, oh my gosh, I feel like I can't do this anymore, I've got those. And then I've also got friends that I've actually grown up with. So I've grown up with one of my bestest friends who has turned into a sister, Ozia. And I love that she is so independent from everything that I do. She's not into accounting. She's not in my field. She runs her own businesses and everything, and it's so different. But whenever I get to sit and be around her and debug and debrief, okay, this is my day. This is what happened. I get to speak to someone who has no clue about what I'm doing and will laugh it off. She'll throw in words of encouragement and I'll be okay, and I'm so grateful that in as much as I'm doing so many things, I'm also human and I also have imposter syndrome. And I always think of, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Why did I think I can do this? I think I've bitten more than I can chew. And it becomes so overwhelming. So I have people who constantly remind me that, hey, it's okay. You would have failed if you did not try. The best thing you can do for yourself is to try. So I have people who are constantly in my corner, cheerleading me. And I think sometimes they blow my horn a bit too much. But I'm like, okay, guys, I'm not that great, but okay, whatever. So I do have Friends, yes. My mom is also very supportive. I've also got a very supportive family. So my mom, my sisters, they're very supportive, even though they have no idea the ins and outs of what I do and what happens in my life in general. But also, I really have a great support structure, which is being family and friends.
Yeah, very vital. When you support structure, I always talk about it, Jackie,
Yeah,
because
no, definitely.
yeah,
No, man is an island, and I don't think there's any one person who can soldier on through life alone. That's
no,
impossible.
that is true. That is really impossible. Abanye ke mthando zenza umagayiva, but no, I can. No, mntase, you
No,
need it.
I was actually speaking. No, no, no. I was actually speaking last week, actually on Women's Day. Can't remember when it was. And I was like, we have this misconception about being independent. Okay, I'm a strong Black
Yes.
independent woman. Being independent does not mean that you have to be alone. You
Yes.
can be independent within a structure. So I hate how being independent has been made to seem as this muscular thing of you constantly have to be strong and alone. No, being independent does not mean that you do life alone. So I always make it a point to showcase that I am actually not alone. I have a really great support structure and I'm full independent and it still takes nothing away from me.
And it doesn't take anything away from you. Now, I'm thinking about how you're talking about being independent and not being alone, because I think as females, once we hear the word independent, it screams volumes of banga. If look you need to do izinto ezininzi by yourself. Whereby it's not even about that. You can have abo bantu bakhoyo bakho, your support structure, nibe ninonke, but at the end of the day, you're walking away with that dignity, but I'm still independent. I can still do this. I've got this. Ndinabantu who
Yes.
are there to help me, because at the end of the day, kunyanzeleka sixhasane ke singabantu abangosisi, women to be exact. Now, Tlaki, not sure bangabe ke social media uyafumaneka, because I do understand there's that one, that app you deleted in 2014. Now,
I left that
asifumane.
one. I was like, they wanna kwakusasa, but you know what? This is not gonna work. I left that one. I actually, when I saw this, I was like, do I give out my handles? Because I'm not a very social media person. For example, I am on Twitter, but I don't post. And
So that's
as a
me.
result, when I'm followed by people, I always raise an eyebrow to say, "Uvendo ningam," because
Khona
I
lento,
don't
khona
post,
lento.
But I am on Twitter. My handle is CIKOZANI. And then I'm also on Instagram, Nhlaksi, and there it's Nhlaksi CIKOZANI. So Nhlaksi underscore CIKOZANI. Those are the two handles I have.
That you have. At least we've got something to work with here. This is
Yeah, yeah,
something
yeah,
we
yeah,
want to
yeah.
keep.
Shame, man. Yeah, I understand.
Now, one of my favorite questions that I actually have for you, namhlanje, has to be talking to ulutsha lukhoyo oluphulaphileyo okanye ke mhlawumbi libukeleyo on our YouTube and also on our Facebook page at this moment, because I'd love to see so many young women who are going to be within the finance industry in the next couple of years. Now, what advice or maybe amazwi okukhuthaza to the young ones who want to be within the space or the field that you have cemented yourself within, ungabakhuthaza uthini kubo?
Number one, believe in yourself. It's so important to believe in your dreams. There are dreams as a little girl you had. And it is those dreams that carry you through on the most darkest days of your life. I know during varsity, I literally kept onto the dreams that I had, and I would always think of NTLAKANIPHO, what did little NTLAKANIPHO want? And in each and every day where I get to achieve a dream, I feel like my inner child is happy. So believe in your dreams, fight for your dreams. Yilwa, yilwa, because the road is so rocky and bumpy. Fight for your dreams. Yilwa, because you, in as much as pure things happen, ebomini, accountability for me is key. Andisoze ndikwazi xa ndina-30 ndithi into yobana I did not become a child accountant because ubani nobani nobani wathi okanye ubani nobani told me this. No, yilwa on a daily basis. I just want young people or young women to fight for themselves, to fight for their dreams and sacrifice. This is something we shy away from talking about. Sacrifice. I'm not going to say sacrifice this, sacrifice that. but you need to make sacrifices ezizawukhawulelana nekamva lakho. Kubalulekile into yobana ubeke ii-sacrifices ozenzayo nguwe ozawuyazi into yobana okay u-A is actually not going to work for me okanye xa ndisenza u-A u-B will actually not work out. So it's so important that young people, you make sacrifices. It's okay. Izawuba khona laa nto kangangoko ibikhona when you're on the other side. When you're on the other side, izawuba khona kangangoko. Sacrifice. And if they at school and in university, they're gonna keep the main thing the main thing. You are there to get your education. You are there to do just that. That is the main thing. That is the main thing. And I think that's where we lose it. And that's where the most young people literally lose their dreams, they lose their lives. It's because you forget why you're there. And I also understand that in some instances you leave home not because you really want to leave home, like you could study, but there are circumstances that force you to leave home, and you would feel much better and safer when you're not at home. All the more reason for you to not forget why you're there.
Yes, in the first place.
So keep the main thing, little black girl, believe in your magic. I think that we're very magical beings, and I just need each and every one of us to believe in the magic that they hold within themselves.
Sure. Ngathi stand a motivational speaker. Ngathi you know. Motivational speaker, because I've noted all these points that you've given me. Being believe in yourself, is being fight yilwa. Number 3, make sacrifices, of which I think where we get shaken in terms of the sacrifices that we need to make. And focus on the main thing. So we change. Abanye abantu who are going to come and mess everything up. Focus. And little black girl,
Believe in your magic. Believe in your magic.
Your last message for Women's Month,
My message for Women's Month would be, I just want to remind women how incredible they are. Women are such incredible beings, and I'm always in awe in Obana. Abafazi, banamandla. They always are able to do the impossible. And I think my message would just to be just to applaud, to say, "Wunchu, makobokazana," continue, and as difficult as that might be, knowing very well that it's not straight and narrow to be strong. It's not easy to carry the world on your shoulders. It's not easy to keep up with appearances and showing up and doing everything for everyone. But my message to you is, and for that alone, you are an incredible human being, and there's so much power that lies within you. And to everyone and to every woman who feels like, oh my God, I just don't know how to do it. You have the power to ignite that fire within you. We're here for you, we'll pray, we'll support you in each and every kind of way that we can. But at the end of the day, only you can ignite that fire.
That is so true. That is so true. You know, when we talk about showing up, I sometimes feel as if we put pressure on ourselves. Like, I don't understand, yes, wake up, show up. I have a bit of a problem with this showing up some days because I feel like there are so many times you're in bed, you're stuck, you're not sure whether do I really need to do this? Do I really have to show up? Like, I always say, but it's okay to take some time off and decide, today I don't feel like showing up. Like, tomorrow I can try. Like, you know, when you mentioned Gamali to show up, it gave me a trigger of we're constantly being told, show up for this, show up for school, show up for church, show up for so many things, to a point whereby along the road, it is hard to always constantly be there, showing up for yourself, showing up for your family, showing up for your business associates, showing up even for your friends. Hence, we're going back, Naklandu about being independent with Aband Onabo is still a good thing.
And to add on, Pure, to what you're saying, when and this is something I learned to define for myself, and I learned to unlearn Nendlela of showing up in therapy. Showing up isn't always you going out and being in front of people, making appearances, and acting as if everything is okay.
It's okay, yes.
Some days, if the only showing up you can do is to just open your eyes, you're done for the day. You've actually conquered the day. Some days, if showing up is, okay, yesterday I couldn't get out of bed, but today I actually got up and made my bed and did all the mundane tasks that I have not been actually feeling up to do, making my bed, taking a shower, having 2 meals instead of 1. That is showing up.
You tried.
So we all have the responsibility to define showing up for ourselves. It must not be an umbrella thing. It must not be an umbrella definition of showing up. Showing up is different for everyone. So I think that's what I've learned and that's what I've carried through, because on some days I can't show up the normal way society would expect me, but I have shown up for NTLAKANIPHO. Actually today, let me take a walk. Let me just leave the house for a bit. Let me take a walk because I've been in the house for a week now. So that is showing up. It's different for everyone.
You have just taken us to a different level on the invasion, and I am so happy for having you once again. Thank you so much for joining us, and could we kindly have those social media handles
So Instagram, CIKOZANI, and then on Twitter, I am CIKOZANI. So I think if you can just search Ntlaki, I should pop up on both.
and they will see the gorgeous lady. When they say beauty and brains, trust and believe it is the perfect combination. That is you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pure. I am really honored and grateful to have been on the invasion. Also, honey, mama, you sound great. What?
That's all.
I'm like, who
Let's
is?
go.
I'm like, who is? I'm like, oh,
Who
okay,
dis, who
okay,
dis?
okay.
Oh my goodness. On that note, before we let you go, we have Sis Mazulu. Thank you, sis. In fact, she's sending out the love. She's sending out the love.
Thank you so much. Ma'am Xesile,
Ngathi,
ndiyabulela.
you must come more often for these talks, just give it to us.
Yes, please. Yes, please. I should be the resident. Dun, 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 dun.
Please, just come up with these nice topics, please. We love them. We love them. But thank you so much, man,
Thank
for
you
joining
so
us. And I
much,
have
Pure.
to let you go at this moment.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is a Wednesday, and you know how we do it on a Wednesday. We say it is radio according to finances, and we were in conversation with a beast of a woman that is NTLAKANIPHO CIKOZANI, who is doing the things to be done. She's definitely cemented herself within the finance industry, and I see this now. We have Umpumelelo City, my lady P. He's sending out the love, Jonga. I definitely not be virtual. Also, I had so I'm not sure I guess so I guess it hello lady P, sending some kisses. Virtual kisses give it to my beautiful lady P afternoon. Talking about the afternoon, it is exactly 10 minutes after 1 o'clock, and we are left with about 49 minutes till we take it to the second hour, and of which there is another interview that is coming your way. So stay tuned. There's a lot that we have.